Tableau versus Power BI series is exploring feature by feature how to do same things in Tableau and Power BI. So subscribe to channel and watch each and every video to see how to do similar kind of things in both the tools. Hello and welcome to another video in Tableau versus Power BI. In Tableau versus Power BI, we are going to discuss access slicer. How can dynamically we change the access in both the tools? We have already done a video on that, but in today's video, what we are going to do is we are going to look at the new approach which Power BI has given us using the field parameter. The feature was released in May 2022 and that has changed the way we deal with the access slicer in Power BI. In Tableau, we are going to use the same way using the parameters what we have done in the past. So let's quickly jump on the Tableau and see what we can do to get the access slicer. So in Tableau, I have this model, my sales model with the sales as the center table, and item, geography and customer are 3 dimensions joined with that. And it's a perfect star schema model. And I have already created few measures and I have this access and measure slicer which is already created. But I would like to again create an access slicer. Now to have an access slicer, what I exact need is, let me explain you. Let's say I have this item dimension and here I have brand, category and subcategory. I can view data by, let's say, brand. I bring in brand. Let me cancel this. I bring in brand on the columns and then I can go ahead and bring in net or any of the value from the sales. Let me open the sales table. And from sales table, let's say I can bring in net sales. Now I'll get a visual, and now if I need category, what I can do is instead of this one, I can bring in category here and I can remove the brand. Now in that way I can change, but I don't want this. I want that, give me a kind of a parameter or a slicer where I can select category or brand and then it should automatically change this one. So I want this visual to be dynamic. And to make it dynamic, we have to use the parameters and the dynamic field, calculated field. Now, so to do that, first of all, we need to create a parameter. So that you can do by right clicking on any of the columns or calculation, or you can go, if you already have a parameter, right click on a parameter, create and say parameter. So new parameter we are creating, it just copied it. I'm going to rename it as 1. Okay, now I want a string type, that's fine. And I don't want these values. I want to show you how to write down. So I click here and come back. So everything is gone away now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type here brand. And display value I also want as brand. Then I want category. And display value also I want as category. Then I want subcategory, which is also there in the item. You can see that here I have subcategory. And these names and display name are nothing to do with the name which I have in the dimension, because I'm going to tell you what we are going to do once we have this. So I got this access slicer 1 and I say okay. So this access slicer 1 is created. I can go ahead and here and edit it and see what is happening here. Okay. Now what I need is a dynamic calculated field. So I'll show you what I already have it. So we go to this access and we say edit. And this is what we have created using the case statement. So case access slicer, we are going to use access slicer 1. When the value is brand, then what should we do? When the value is category, then what should we do? And when the value is subcategory, then what we should do? Let's copy this. Let's go back and right click here. Now in this time we are going to say create calculated field and we will call it slicer access. And then right now it's showing the access value. We are going to say case and we will say access slicer 1, and then when the value is brand, then brand. Okay, when value is category, then category. Now this, what you are giving is important. So those values when subcategory. Now this should match, this text should match with this one, what we have given there in the parameter. Then subcategory. And if you want to check the syntax, what is the syntax of case? So case, just search here case, and at the end we need to give and that's why it is giving error, so we give and. Okay, so case access slicer 1, pick up the value from the access slicer 1. When it is brand, give brand. When it is category, it's category. This text value should match in the value what we have given in the parameter. This is something we can decide. So if you could have given something else also, you can actually map it, and then we will say okay. Once that is done, now this is a column which we are available with us, and then we move it on to the access and we take this other one back. Now we are getting brand because the brand was default value. Let me show you again. Here I go and say edit, and in the edit you see the brand was a default value. Current value is brand, and then there are other values which are available. Now how to use those other values? Right click on this one and say show as parameter. The parameter will start showing. Then brand is showing right now. I change it to category, it changed to category. I change it to subcategory, and it changed it to subcategory. So in this manner I get the access slicer. Similar way is there for the measure slicer also. We can switch the measures, or basically the value, like some price is there, I can have something else there. Now I got a access slicer or the dynamic access in Tableau. I want to repeat same in Power BI. So let's jump onto the Power BI. Now in Power BI also, again I have the same model. So let me show you the schema diagram here. So I have sales table along with item, customer, geography. It's the same way I have there, and I also have a date table here. Now this is the way we configure it in Power BI. Now here also I want to repeat the same thing. Now before May 2022, we typically used to use the bookmarks for this, and I will give you the link of the older video where we have done that. But here we are not going to do that. So make sure that go to the options and setting, options, and this preview feature is available with you. So we have this preview feature, fields parameter. Make sure it is available. Once this feature is available, then you can go to the modeling tab, and in the new parameters you will see fields, additional one. Now we are going to use this. Now here what you can do is you can see the item, I have item, category and subcategory available here. Similarly I have geography where city, state are there. So how to do that? Now once you have all the setup done, then you can go and click here, and in the new parameter fields. Now fields is both for measure slicer as well as the access slicer, but right now I want to create access slicer, so I'll only take the categorical values here. So access slicer I want. So once I want access slicer, I go to here to, let's say, item, and in item I say I want brand, I want category, I want subcategory, I also want, let's say, from geography, let's say I want state and city, and it gives me option add slicer to the page. So I say okay fine, anyway I have to add it, so why not Power BI add it for me on the page, and I say create. So a slicer will be, access slicer table would be created and it will be added. Now there you have seen that, you know, we have a region where we had parameters. Here in case of Power BI, you will get a table here, and this is the script of the table which Power BI gives you. And if you even go here in the data view, you can see what kind of table we got, and this is the sequence on which these will appear in the slicer. So that's the sequence, and you have these values available here. Now I got the slicer, then how do I use it? So I need a visual. So to create a visual, I can go here, access slicer, and drag access slicer here. It's going to create this kind of a visual, like table visual for me. I'm going to open the visualization, and I'm going to convert this into a clustered column visual. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag a measure. So I'm going to drag a measure net on the y-axis, and I got it. Okay, now what is happening right now, you can see that expand and drill option, because nothing is checked, then I can actually drill down or expand. But let me do one thing, let me select one of them, and when I select one of them, it's only brand. Then I do category, it's only category, subcategory, it's only subcategory, state, it is only state, city, it's only city. But if nothing is checked, then you have an option of drill down, expand. So you can go to the next hierarchy level like this also. You can come back, you can expand also. Okay, so these are few things which are available here. Now, this approach in Power BI is much easier than the previous approach, and there are many more things which you can do with the field parameters. I have few videos for that and blogs for that. I'll also provide links for those. So go ahead and try these two features out in two different tools and let me know what else you want me to cover in this particular series. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Get involved, keep asking questions in comments, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification of our new video. Keep watching.